Buckle up, hotties. It's time to talk some hoops. Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants with Brandon, Nate, and Jordan.
What's poppin', panty people? Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants. I am Jordan Tornado Jolly Alamet. That is Nate Hot Nate Durf Allsdurf, and over there is Brandon Beck, and we are the bosses of the Pull Tab Sports Hoops department. And we, our breath smells like Jimmy's Dips, and there's JOMOMMA'S SALSA in our beards, and our body smells like Duke Cannon products. All right, we just emanate
naval diplomacy.
Naval
baby.
diplomacy. Rum Bay spice. Bay rum spice.
I think it's Bay rum. Yeah,
It's Bay rum Bay.
rum.
Rum Bay sounds like a big Latin Roomba or something. Okay, we're here to talk about the Timberwolves, not about. Well, we are actually here to talk about dips and salsas and whatever.
It's 50-50.
I don't know, dude. This is going to be a weird show because the Timberwolves are just a weird freaking team, and I don't know what to make of it. So we're gonna discern the vibes as always. We're going to do another ChatGPT segment. Timber Tales, we're calling it. Timber Scripts.
I mean, you came up with that, and we haven't had any input. I think Timber Tales.
Timber Tales has a
Yeah.
nice alliteration.
Remember you guys thought that bit was going to absolutely blow, and it turned out to be the most successful bit since the Wolves Twitter draft?
No, we did not think that bit was going to blow. We just told you to stop having all the tweets be ChatGPT tweets.
You guys told me that I'm not allowed to use ChatGPT anymore for anything, and the bit was going to suck, and everyone liked it.
Yeah, these are direct quotes.
Everyone liked
You
it.
just said to relax with the ChatGPT.
I had no
on
problem with
Twitter.
the bit. It was that we'd wake up to 19 scripts and it was like pages and pages of reading.
Well, we're anti-reading. Okay.
You know, I don't know how.
Is there anything we want to discuss in this intro segment? Something free-flowing and fun and lighthearted?
Like
Vaccines. What do you think about them?
I think vaccines are good.
Whoa. Hey.
Inject those vaccines into my veins.
I know. Beck and I were hanging out the other day and he tried to vax me. It was crazy, dude.
What kind of vax?
I think it was hepatitis Z.
Oh.
That they just released it.
That's so woke, dude.
It was Beck's handwriting on the needle, so
I heard the hepatitis Z virus came from the hepatitis Z fucking.
I can tell this is going to be funny.
where were you? Did you have it? Did you
No, I was trying to make a Wuhan lab leak joke. I was trying to make a lab leak
Sometimes I start a sentence and I don't really know where it's going, and I just keep going until someone stops me.
Oh, I got one light and fun thing. You guys like my wrong jersey? My Ant All-Star wrong jersey? It's beautiful.
Jolly is wearing an Ant All-Star jersey from Team Giannis.
Yes.
Yeah. It's one of one, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Someone else might have
Just
made
claim it.
Well, I bought it before the teams were drafted, and I was like, well, I saw the jersey.
Why?
I don't want another black and blue jersey. I have 45 or more. I don't know. I have too many Wolves
45.
jerseys. 45. So I was like, let me try it. Let me just roll the dice and see what's happening. And you know what? I gambled and I lost, and that's what happens when you gamble.
It is.
Should have known
It's a good-looking
Ant's a
jersey.
clutch guy. LeBron's always drafting those small market guys so he can eventually recruit them to be on his actual team later.
Yeah, but I thought Giannis had like a, hey, Midwest, we're going to see you in the finals this year type thing.
It's a nice jersey. It's probably one of one, and it looks like mimosa kind of, and you like mimosas, so there's a good tie-in.
I do. I love gut rot. I love
Yeah,
vitamin
baby.
C. I also love Duke Cannon, baby. Take your hair and hygiene to the next level with Duke Cannon. It's a Minnesota-based company that makes hardworking grooming products for hardworking guys. Raise your hand if you're a hardworking guy. Thomas, producer Thomas.
For the
We don't work that hard.
for the audio, all four people in studio.
All four
raised their
people.
hands.
Yeah.
I only like half raised my hand.
I got too many
I
layers.
work efficiently.
Okay, well, whatever.
Okay, stats guy.
Stats guy. So Duke Cannon, they got the deodorants, they got the beard care products, the body wash, the hair care, and more. I keep ragging on like the thick body wash, but let me tell you, have not lived until you get the viscous thick body wash. Okay. I got the Bay rum scent, my favorite.
Rumbe.
I got that naval diplomacy.
How have you been liking naval diplomacy, Durf?
It's good. It's a great smell, and like we talked about before, I really like that viscosity.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
feels,
that's what
it
I
feels
go for.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm not going back.
It's less waste. We've talked about this before, but it doesn't land on the shower floor.
Yeah, dude.
But
and
your
just-
shower floor, by contrast, is a lot dirtier now than it was before when you were getting lots of
that's
soap.
true.
Don't pull out the negatives.
That's
during
what I
the
use.
ad
That's what I
read.
use my leftover soap for. I just sprinkle that on the ground, slip all over the place.
It's fire. So if you see the viscous body wash, it's not called viscous. It's called thick body wash, but it is viscous.
now.
And it's kind of fun to play around in your hand.
It's like putty.
Yeah, I'll go like bloop bloop a couple times.
Have you seen Flubber? It's like
And it's got a mind of its own and washes
Okay,
you
don't talk about that.
automatically.
let them find out about that.
So like we said, Bay Rum, Durf Rock, and Naval Diplomacy, the Minnesota Wild, who are on a tear from what I understand.
Hockey.
The very victorious, I think second in the West, Minnesota Wild use Naval Diplomacy.
They got to get Kaprizov back from that knee injury, though,
Yeah.
I think.
Capri Sun?
Capri Sun. No, Capri's son is Kaprizov.
There has
All right.
to be some sort of sponsorship built in there. Anyway,
Well, the sponsorship we're talking about is Duke Cannon.
yes.
Durf Cannon. Can we put Durf in a cannon? Have them smell like
We've talked
rum?
about bringing a cannon in here before.
It keeps coming together. Okay. Hardworking grooming products for hardworking guys. That's Duke Cannon. Get yours at Target or DukeCannon.com. If you go the digital route, use poll tab 10 for 10% off all Duke Cannon products. That's DukeCannon.com. How are the vibes, gentlemen? Oh my God. How are the freaking vibes? Since we last recorded, we beat the Lakers. We beat the Kings. We lost to the Sixers.
Boo.
But understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joel didn't piss me off that game. Like, I actually enjoyed watching him.
Yeah.
I kind of I changed my tune a little bit.
Mostly the Timberwolves pissed me off in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just played really poorly. But the 76ers are really good.
I feel like Embiid didn't do the flippy floppy. He played like he did a couple flippy.
I think he
floppies.
tried it a couple times early and didn't get the call, and then was just like, "Well, I'm just going to make every 3-pointer like I'm Stephen Curry in this one."
Oh yeah, I remember my rookie and sophomore year when I played actual hoops. I can still do this. Thank you, Joel. I'm kind of like you again. We'll
I
see what happens.
tweeted this stat out though.
What's the stat? Tell us.
During the 76ers game,
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is shooting 53% from 3 in his career against the Timberwolves.
Oh.
He's a 34%
That-
career
Why does this
three-point
happen
shooter.
to us?
That's stark.
Like he literally turns into Stephen
It's-
Curry against the Timberwolves.
It's every team has one guy like that for us. I don't
It's-
know what it is.
It's probably.
I mean, the perimeter defense.
yeah. So we lost to the 76ers, and then we lost a heartbreaker to the Nets. Oh, that one made me sad. And then we destroyed the Hawks and made them so sad. And then we got jobbed by the refs and the Celtics. And that was yesterday.
mostly the refs.
Mostly the refs and mostly ourselves a little bit. The Celtics are just
Okay,
fine.
if we play well enough to beat this, like we're within 2 against the Celtics. They didn't shoot very well, but they played very well.
Oh yeah, but whatever. We're 3-3 since we recorded. So, gentlemen, I asked the question: how are the vibes? Durf, start us off. Give us the goodies. My goodies. Your goodies. Your goodies.
Here's my goodies, guys.
Yeah.
Your goodies.
wasn't a very
Let's
good
see.
zero
What did I
impression.
write down for my notes here?
Let it flow from the brain. Close your laptop.
Vibes are great. Well, okay, so this is the caveat here is that I was in Costa Rica, so I missed like
Turf's vibes are really good.
My vibes are through the roof.
Turf missed the good basketball though.
I did. I missed what 2 games did I miss? I think
You
I
missed
the
Sixers and
Sixers and
Nets.
Nets. Yeah.
Oh, you missed the bad basketball.
Yeah,
games.
I did.
Well, just one bad one.
I saw the end of the
Nets
Nets
was good.
game because I found a stream and I went on a VPN and figured it out. But
Nice.
Wait, how end of the basketball game did you watch?
like probably last like 5 minutes.
So the overtime?
Oh, I forgot it was an OT game. Yeah.
So it was you.
I started watching before that. I started watching before Naz because Naz hit that game tying 3.
Why do you say
Yeah.
Naz?
Yeah, you
Nas.
pronounce his name very weird.
I'm stupid. That's
That's
why.
not true. That's
I
not. That's.
It's
I know.
true. He's,
I know.
No.
I didn't
he's
want to.
definitely the stupidest of the 3 of us.
God, Brandon.
Yeah. Well, I'm married and you're single.
Okay.
Just coming at each other. Anyway, we're talking about the vibes. The vibes of the pod are not good right
The
now.
vibes of the pot are horrendous.
So anyway, yeah. So the caveat was supposed to be that I missed 2 of the games. So take what I say with a large grain of salt. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I keep saying the vibes are good, but that's kind of we're 500. So like they're bad sometimes and they're good sometimes. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're good. I feel like I see improvement. Like. In some areas, it seems like, speaking from the last couple games, the bench has showed up, which has been nice to see. Rudy involvement is nice. We talked about
My best friend, Rudy Gobert.
your best
I
friend,
love
never
that,
in
man.
doubt.
Never in doubt.
And it's been cool to see. It just seems like the team as a whole kind of understands him a little bit more. Like the lob dunks are actual lob dunks now instead of the weird like him cutting towards the hoop and he can't make it happen. Ant evens.
The ant crunch
clutch?
time.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They like
that
that was
nice.
great.
like we're actually figuring out like, hey, just toss it up, they'll flush it down.
Yeah.
That was interesting though, because he was in the dunker spot there and not rolling off a pick and roll.
That's true.
And Ant had some success throwing like lob dunks to like Vando in the dunker spot last year. So I wonder if that's just like more comfortable for him, like having everything in front of him and not like Rudy running next to him
Yeah.
and everything happening and all the timing and stuff being
And
weird.
We talked about that like 4 or 5 shows ago. We're like, hey, just do what you did, but then just pretend Rudy is Vando.
Well, that was
Exactly.
that was kind of what I thought the
Plan
was going into the season, that Rudy was just going to like live at the dunker spot.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Durf, we usurped you.
What else is new? Oh, gosh. It's just like we're playing a tougher schedule. So seeing us play teams that are better than us in some respects, play up to their level is always good. But again, we know that we can play down, so it's hard to really glean what that means. But anyway, I feel like the vibes are solid.
Brandon, how do you think the vibes are going right now in your estimations?
I mean, it's just confusing. Like
That's a good
the
word.
vibes are just kind of whatever the last game was. Like I'm kind of down right now because the last game was that stupid Boston game. Like we have like this awesome 3-game road winning streak, and then we come home and like we have the letdown against Philadelphia, but then it's like, oh, don't worry, we've got this game against Brooklyn coming up, and then we have this annoying loss against Brooklyn, and we're all down, and then they have this awesome win against Atlanta, and we're all back up, and then they come home, and we're not really expecting anything against Boston, but they play pretty well, and they have a chance at the end, and then it just kind of turns into the ref show for the last 6 to 8 minutes, and it's basically because they're a 500 team. They're like the 500est team ever. They're going to finish 41-41 because they're a 500 team.
Yeah.
And it's just this like whatever the last game is the vibe that we're feeling. And like I'm just feeling really annoyed by the whole ref thing last night. Wolves lead the league in technicals. They lead the league in ejections. Anthony Edwards shoots 5 free throws a game, despite being among the league leaders in rim attacks. Rudy Gobert gets hit in the face 5 times a game, and more often than not, it's called a foul on him than it is on the guy that clocked him in the face. And it's just, I don't even know what to think. But I told you guys about this. I have a little analogy because the ref technical thing is so annoying, especially because more often than not, refs calling technicals are them compounding their own mistakes. So it's usually most technicals, if it's not like, say, a coach running onto the court during the middle of a play, all the way to the free throw line.
Yeah.
Like, and the refs, like, it would be totally normal for them to call a technical foul on that. We would all expect that. But that would never actually happen. I can't imagine.
Yeah, what a wild-
There's
coach.
no
that's a
scenario.
crazy
Don't even
scenario.
talk about this hypothetical.
Yeah,
It never happened.
weird scenario. But
What if a coach? Never mind, I can't say that on the podcast. That got bad. Really.
But most technicals, and most of the technicals that the Timberwolves have been called for this year, are refs blow a call. Timberwolves are understandably angry, and the refs are like, you can't complain about my mess up there. And so my analogy is refs calling a technical for complaining is like you're at a restaurant and a waiter brings you the wrong order. And when you say, hey, you brought me the wrong order, they say, well, you just have to eat it, and we're going to charge you $20 extra.
That's a great analogy. Metaphor. Anaphor.
But yeah, it just kind of feels like they can't really get their feet under them. And with the difficult schedule, it's like there's no real runway for them to get like a win streak going, to get up to like as in sight as the 5 and 6 seed feel. It just never feels like they're able to string together enough games to actually get up there. And not every team is going to fall down to their level. So it just kind of feels like they're stuck in 7th or 8th probably, and like destined for the play-in. And things can change. Like they could get hot. They could get Karl Anthony Towns back someday.
They go on a nice 5-game win streak.
And that's like all it's going to really take is like if you win 5 or 6 games in a row at some point here with 15 games to go, they're going to find themselves in that 5th or 6th spot. But it's just really difficult to see them doing that with all the evidence that we have stacked up and with how difficult the schedule is. Because it's not like they don't have any more games on the schedule that are like they can't win this game. But pretty much every game feels like at best a 50-50 proposition. And with a 500 team, 50-50 propositions end up 500.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of the vibes. I think I've just kind of accepted that this team is a roller coaster and that I'm no longer mad at Rudy now that I can see what Rudy can do. And it's starting to make, so I see so many positives and I see some negatives about like just some perceived like immaturities and like, I was going to say the loss of D'Angelo Russell's offense, but we were 500 with D'Lo and we're 500 with Mike Conley. So,
and the defense has been like really good.
The defensive identity that we've taken on, I'm really enjoying watching the team like figure it out.
I mean, the big problem in the second half in like the post All-Star break here has just been, I know you were on vacation, so you didn't watch a couple of the games, but the bench has actually been really, really bad since the All-Star break. If they were just getting like competence from the bench in a lot of these nights, because they'll come out in the first quarter and they'll build up like a 10-point lead, and then the bench will come in and instead of like holding it at that or like pushing it up to 15, they'll just like hemorrhage it back to a tie game.
Why don't we play Minot?
And we've seen what we can do when the bench shows up, like when we rout the Hawks because they're just on fire.
Yeah,
well,
we were also shooting like 75%.
Yeah.
So
I want Josh Minot to play more minutes.
In place of who though?
Nah.
Yeah, but like 3 games ago we were all about nah.
But now we're all about, well, we've all been about Josh Minot.
Life comes at you quick.
I don't think the bench's problem though. I don't think the bench's problem is that they're not playing with enough energy. And I think that's what the Josh Minot injection would be if everyone's just out there flat. I don't think that's the problem. I think NAW is out there bringing it. I think Jordan McLaughlin's out there bringing it. I think Naz Reid is out there bringing it from a standpoint of like energy.
Like not like effort.
Should have cut him.
From a playing well. Actually, Jordan McLaughlin's has been providing some of the best bench minutes the last like 3-4 games.
Yeah, but what about those first games when he came back?
We didn't
record last week, so I had
recency. We talked about.
Yeah, you're right.
But and I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem on the bench right now is just a lack of like base level competence. Like we all love Naz Reid, but Naz Reid is like a coin flip every game between whether
every possession.
It's going to be like, is Naz Reid going to be Hakeem Olajuwon tonight, or is he going to be Alexei Pesharov tonight? And there's like a 50-50 chance he could be either. Like he might be out there blocking shots, crossing guys over, hitting threes, or he might just be fouling every time and turning it over.
Both. Offensive side, he does his thing. He's Hakeem, and on the defensive side, he's.
But the offense isn't even consistent because sometimes he just like hemorrhages turnovers. And if like he's matched up with like a big, strong center and he can't take him off the dribble, he tries those like post ups and those like awkward hooks from like the baseline. And I don't want this to just be like rip on Naz. The whole bench has been a problem. They just can't generate any offense. Which maybe they need Jalen Noel back, unfortunately.
Yeah. maybe he's learned his lesson. You know who on the bench has been freaking phenomenal? We're going to do an appreciation segment for him right now. Kyle Anderson.
Except he's not on the bench.
That's right. Sorry, I was thinking that it was...
Sometimes he comes up.
Well, after he might end up having to come off the bench.
It's more so that he plays in the second units sometimes. And
well, no, I was mostly thinking about the beginning of the season when Cat was healthy, but that was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, that was the design of Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson rocks.
Yes.
I love Kyle Anderson. I would die for Kyle Anderson. He's perfect in every sense of the word.
He kisses Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, he has adorable. A nice wholesome kiss for Rudy Gobert. He did a fun dance with Anthony Edwards. His teammates all cheered when he got a triple-double against Atlanta.
Ray Charles. Ray Charles.
Do we understand? I get it with the Ray Charles thing.
I think it was just kind of like how Ray Charles had the sauce. an ant had the sauce.
Okay. It was
Yeah,
that was
something
weird.
there.
I don't know.
I just like that he's just a weird guy on top of being a weird player. Like most NBA players who you follow on Instagram are like reposting their league fits and like commenting on their highlights, or like reposting other guys' highlights
Yeah.
and saying this guy's sick and all this stuff. Kyle Anderson, you follow him, and sometimes his Instagram story is just like a funny video of a dog, and he'll like mention his wife.
I kind of feel like his comp personality wise is similar to like Jordan's like personality, like social personality,
Really?
where you're
I
just
can
kind of
see
like,
it.
this is refreshing and weird, but in like a really endearing.
I just followed Kyle. Let's see his story.
I don't think he has any right now, but
No, it's highlight photo.
he does that too.
highlight.
But sometimes he'll
It's
just
honestly-
sometimes he'll just like send videos of dogs to his wife via his
Via
Instagram story.
Yeah.
But
He's just he's a consistent guy, and he shows up.
So, and I was thinking about this because before we got Kyle Anderson,
yeah.
he's kind of like one of those, you love him if he's on your team, you hate him if he's not on your team.
I like when he was
guys.
with the Grizzlies.
I don't think I like.
So not in the same way as like Patrick Beverly is, where he's annoying because he's getting into weird stuff on the court and getting technicals. I always found myself just annoyed that what Kyle Anderson was doing was working. Because it's very odd and weird. And when it's happening against you, it's like, what the hell? This guy is moving at less than a mile per hour with his weird long arms, and we can't figure out how to stop him.
He's kind of a unicorn just in all aspects of like, because that's kind of his personality too. You're just like, it's kind of weird and off, but it works.
I remember he would always kill us from three. So I had this idea that like he was a 3-point assassin.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I have this stat though.
Okay.
So he's not historically a terrible 3-point shooter. He's not Josh Okogie. He's never been. He's always been like a 34, 35% 3-point shooter. But in his time with the Timberwolves, he is the second best 3-point shooter in Timberwolves history with a minimum of 80 attempts.
No.
What is it?
44%. The only person with a better 3-point percentage for the Timberwolves with at least 80 attempts is Fred Hoiberg.
So it's Fred and Kyle Anderson just bombs away.
Yeah. And if you lower it to 50 attempts, he's third behind Felipe Lopez as well.
Oh,
Former
nice.
Random Wolf of the Week.
Former Random Wolf of the Week, Felipe Lopez. Yeah. And I think part of that is just because the quality of his 3-point attempts is through the roof.
Is it just Ant kicking it out to him? It's a wide open
he
three.
pretty much only attempts 3-pointers if he's like wide open. But then additionally, he's just been, along with just the consistency, he's been their most valuable clutch time player by far. Like he leads their team in net rating in the clutch because he just kind of takes whatever the defense gives him. Like he's a real like make the right basketball play guy.
He doesn't turn it over, which helps.
He doesn't turn it over. He distributes. He's really good from like mid-range floater range, which is really key in the clutch because those are the easiest shots to get. And if they need him to go get a bucket, he can go get a bucket, but he can also distribute out of it. And
he can also hit him with the Ray Charles.
He can hit him with the Ray Charles. And his defense got a little exposed in that Brooklyn game trying to guard. Like we kept getting switched on to Spencer Dinwiddie and Mikal Bridges because he is slow. It's in the name, slow-mo. But
self-proclaimed.
when he's not guarding like a primary creator that's going to beat you with his quickness, if someone's going to try to beat him with craft or strength, that's just not going to happen. Like he had the block against Sadiq Bey in the Atlanta game when Atlanta was kind of going on their run. I think it was like a 13-point game, and Sadiq Bey tried to like post him up, and he just turned around and threw it right into Kyle's hands.
I just love he play. You know, we haven't said this in a while. He just plays a great cerebral game.
Okay.
But he actually does play a great
Yeah.
cerebral game.
He's just smart, and like he doesn't look. There are times on the court where like whatever he makes mistakes, but he's just like you don't
dare you
question what he's doing. Like he never looks like doesn't know what he's doing
because he's moving so slow. No,
whereas we have
He's
Carl Anthony
tracking.
Towns, 7 feet tall, sprinting towards the basket, running into the stand. She's like, Carl, watch out!
But it's like he's able to like make decisions mid. Like, he can
Yeah, I
start
think there's
going up
something
for
there.
his shot, and he can be like, "Am I going to shoot? Am I going to pass? Am I going to shoot? Am I going to pass? Am I going to shoot? Am I going to pass?"
You're saying everybody else moves too quick for their brain, and he doesn't.
Actually, though,
You know, I think there's something to that for sure, but yeah.
he also presents an interesting problem when or if Cat comes back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dive into this because it just is important.
I don't think it matters who starts. I think what's most likely to happen, though, given that we're to the point now where Cat's probably not coming back until there's 12 games probably at most left.
Yeah.
Probably 8 to 10, something like that. We really don't know. But the point is there's not going to be a lot of games left. So Cat's probably going to be on a minutes restriction through the end of the season, probably even into the playoffs. Like, I don't suspect Cat's going to get up to 36 minutes at any point
Like
this
15,
season.
20 is probably like that's what I had in my
I would
brain.
say like, yeah, probably by the end of it, like 25 something. I think it makes sense, and I think it's easy to sell Cat on coming off the bench as a way of managing minutes, not as a demotion. So I think you can insert him there and not disrupt things.
Cat, what if we have Cat in the playoffs destroying like second teams?
Exactly.
not too
That was
bad.
the dream when we got Rudy.
And I think there's value in that. I think the question that arises is what does the crunch time lineup look like? What do we close with? Because it's very difficult to make a case that any closing lineup for the Timberwolves shouldn't include Kyle Anderson.
Yeah, would it be Mike, Ant, Jaden, Kyle, Cat?
So then you're not closing with Rudy, which I understand there's like the free throw issues with Rudy and, you know, the offense stuff, but he's super valuable on the offensive glass.
Yeah.
He's also super valuable from a standpoint of you're a good defense when Rudy plays and you're not a good defense when Rudy doesn't play.
He's been punishing the small ball lineups.
He has been. So
how about
it's
that?
like- it's
how
like-
about that, Twitter? Okay, sorry.
maybe Kyle Anderson is playing instead of like Jaden or Mike Conley. You could do Kyle Anderson as your pseudo point guard with Ant and Jaden as like ball handlers as well. Maybe it's just purely matchup driven. You know, it's one of those things.
I'd prefer that.
If you're trailing, maybe you're going small ball and Cat is your center. And if you're winning, trying to close down with like a 10-point lead, maybe you're going a bigger lineup and maybe Cat is sitting at that point because you're trying to build a more defensive lineup. I don't really know. It'll be super interesting to see what they do with it. But I mean, Kyle Anderson, it's hard to make a case that anyone has a better case. Like even Anthony Edwards hasn't been as good a clutch time player as Kyle Anderson.
The roster construction really just befuddles me the more I think about all the issues around.
It's just
we have five centers.
That's an
and
embarrassment of riches, though. Like being like we have
that is
too
a
many.
positive way of looking at it.
I mean, it is true where it's like there's not a natural like, oh, we have to go to this, but it does allow you to do matchup by matchup.
Yeah,
Can
and
the team
like
handle that though?
We just got done talking about how bad the second unit has been. I mean, the design at the beginning of the season was for Kyle Anderson to be a part of that second unit.
You guys just are so smart the way you guys talk about stuff and make me feel empowered.
So
yes,
like,
I'm in. Yeah.
So Cat coming back, as much as it does present issues with closing lineups and trying to figure out how all that works, the second unit gets better just by the nature of the second unit is going to include one of Rudy, Kyle Anderson, or Cat at all times.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's
fan.
pretty good.
I like
I'm
it.
pro this.
Yes. So we kind of danced around the playoff topic. Should we go into do we want the smoke?
Let's do it.
Do we want the smoke? I'm going to take us through the 9 Western Conference teams that are surrounding us, and we're going to say, do we want the smoke? Do we want to freaking face them in a 7-game matchup or in a matchup?
A matchup.
Matchup. Whatever. Or the playoffs, whatever.
What was it? The Crunch Wears No Pants
beat down, beat up.
Beat down, beat up.
I was there for that too.
Yeah, Durf was in
totally
studio
there.
for that.
He was
I
he was
wasn't
so great.
sick at all.
Nope. He was really good and live.
And alive.
No, I said live, like live in studio.
But both.
So starting off at 34 and 36, the 10th seeded Lakers. Do we want the smoke in the inevitable playoff or play-in game that's happening between the 7th seeded Timberwolves and 10th seeded Lakers?
I want the smoke from a standpoint of, I think this is the worst team of the 9 teams we're going to talk about. I don't think they're as good. I don't even think they're as good as the Thunder.
We disagree frequently. I couldn't disagree with you more on this. They have LeBron, D'Angelo Russell, and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but so we're making a lot of assumptions that they have LeBron. He's got some weird foot injury that he's not going to be reevaluated for another
He's
week.
faking it.
He doesn't like feet.
He's just taking.
Anthony Davis.
Shaming over here.
Anthony Davis is a tremendous basketball
He's either
player.
dead or giving you 70.
Yeah, if the bet is Anthony Davis going to be healthy and thriving a month from now, I'm going to bet against it all the time.
Okay, I hear you, and I've engaged in this slander, but 80 kind of like proved me wrong again. This he came back alive.
Nobody doesn't think Anthony Davis is good when he plays. The problem is, at any given moment, he might just be done playing.
Like,
so
wait,
I don't. Every team we're going to talk about has good players.
This is supposed to be a fast bit again.
We got some time.
Every team we talk about here is going to have good players.
Name one good player on the Clippers.
Kawhi Leonard.
Shit.
No.
Oh, man, he remembered.
You actually watched him play.
Do you want the smoke or not with the Lakers?
I want the smoke from a standpoint of this is the team that I'm going to have the most confidence in them beating. I don't want the smoke because it's just going to be really freaking annoying leading up to it. Everyone talking about the inevitable D'Angelo Russell revenge game and all that stuff. And the fact that even though I think the Timberwolves will be favored in a game against the Lakers, it's still like a 55-45 proposition. And it's still like, there's still a really good chance they lose that game. And that's going to be really annoying
at the hands of D'Angelo Russell's 13 in the fourth. Durf, your thoughts on if you want the smoke?
I'm pretty much the same. Like matchup wise, sure. But also I hate the reality that it could be the randomness of a 50-50 game that we could lose and then we just have to hear about it.
Also, we figured about Malik. Mike Catchfire.
Yeah.
I know he's been bad.
Malik Beasley has been terrible.
I know he's been terrible.
Yeah, but we just talked about Joel Embiid. He's not a good three-point shooter, but he plays.
Except he hasn't been that good against us either.
He's gonna hit a shot and he's gonna do his little shimmy.
Did we forget how terrible Malik Beasley and D'Angelo Russell were in the playoffs last season?
They've learned. Do you not believe in people living and learning and growing?
I don't believe
this guy's a stagnant.
I don't believe in really, really small, bad defenders being good in the playoffs.
What about Vando can hit threes now? Lest you forget.
I am afraid of Vando. I think Vando is a terrific basketball player. I think the Lakers are so overrated. They haven't beat anyone good. They lost to the freaking Rockets yesterday.
So did we.
Logically, of course, I agree with you. But we know this team defies logic. That's the problem. If
they have LeBron,
if we followed logic,
LeBron is hurt.
You don't believe in God or science, and you don't believe in LeBron.
Okay. In this scenario, their team is completely healthy.
In this
Why
scenario,
are we assuming that? Well, that's a huge factor in assessing the Lakers. Like, do we want to play the Bulls? In this hypothetical scenario, Michael Jordan has come back and is playing, and he's in his prime.
Whoa, you discount the non-tangibles of like a Malik Beasley revenge game where he's going to catch fire. We've seen it happen. D'Angelo Russell is going to give us 40. LeBron is LeBron.
Okay, Anthony Edwards revenge game against those guys too.
What revenge? He likes them.
So they don't like Anthony Edwards?
Friendship game?
They're so...
They're
not as bad as they were at the beginning of the season. They absolutely got better after that trade.
Yes.
They're still not that good.
Rui Hachimura
is terrible.
If you want to piss Beck off, talk to him about the Lakers.
I like Rui.
Okay, you want to hear Rui?
I like Hachimura.
You want to hear Rui Hachimura's stats?
Yeah,
I like Rui as well, but
I just like the last name Hachimura.
Ooh.
And he's got some cool shoes.
Rui Hachimura shooting a blistering 33% from behind the arc.
Look at all the vitriol.
He's dishing out a whopping 0.6 assists per game in his 24 minutes. He stinks.
See, here's the thing, though, is we hear from Beck every time we play a team, and a guy who's not a good shooter goes off against us.
That
and
happened
that team
one time with Timothy Luwawu Cabarro.
It has happened multiple times every year we've had the group chat.
What about Dennis? What about Dennis?
Dennis Schroeder, good defender, terrible offensive player.
I think of him as small Wiz Khalifa because of the blonde streak in his hair. Okay, do we want the smoke with the Lakers? I don't want it. The discourse will make me really sad, and then I just don't want to deal with it.
I think they'll be annoying, but I think they suck.
How about the 34 and 35 Thunder?
I do not want the smoke. The Thunder terrify me. The Thunder are good.
I think Shai can go for 70 any night.
I don't even... Shai. Well, everyone calls him Shai.
Yeah, but he said Shai on his IG story.
Yeah, but why didn't anyone correct themselves? SGA.
There you go.
Yes, SGA is good and a superstar.
He's awesome. He scares me. Also, the Thunder just as a whole are like a good team, and they play their asses off. They defend really well.
I'm cursing over here.
Curse,
like,
man.
Luquens Dort is awesome.
Yeah.
Jalen Williams is awesome.
He's really fun.
They've got Dario Saric now, who's playing awesome.
You hate Dario.
Is that Lou Dort's full name? I've never heard that
It's
before.
like I don't know if that's how it's pronounced.
Well,
it's
it's
LUGUENTZ.
I thought it was Lewis.
Luceris?
No, it's Lugens.
LU, right?
Lugens Dort. But
strong name.
They just play all
Dort and Dorf in the morning. Sorry, we're doing a morning show. Dort and Durf in the morning.
Me and Lou Dort are starting a show.
I would listen.
That would be a great show.
Dort and Dorf.
All right, pull tab. I got your next show.
John King. Line it up, dude.
Durf and Dort in the
Gotta
morning.
make it call. Do you want the smoke or not? Well, no,
I do not want the smoke. This is the team I want to play in the play-in. Of the likely play-in teams, this is one of the teams I want to play the least.
I agree. Durf.
I agree.
Because you don't want to be adversarial with your new co-host.
Yeah, I just don't want to start a fight. I saw Beck last when you're talking about the Lakers.
I'm not as strong opinion on anyone as I am on the Lakers because I think they're super overrated because they're the Lakers.
It's the national media effect.
Don't get me started. I'll get so sad. Mavericks.
You're buying into it.
I do buy into it, but I don't like the Twitter trolls are like, oh my God, has Vando always been this awesome?
Yes, he has always been this awesome.
You piece of shit, fucking loser ass. Loser. Mavericks, do we want the smoke? Durf, start us off. Kyrie and Luka. That's going great.
I do.
Yeah.
I think they're the best matchup for the Wolves too, of the likely play-in teams.
Isn't Kyrie out?
Kyrie and Luka both practiced today.
Everyone sat the other game.
Yeah, Kyrie and Luka hasn't gone really well. They can't guard anybody. And they're not going to be able to guard anybody. There's absolutely the possibility of just losing a shootout because they have two of the 5 to 10 best offensive players in the world on their team. And that's scary. But like I said, all these teams that we're going to be talking about have good players. Like Kyrie and Luka, yeah, that's really scary. LeBron and Anthony Davis is scary.
Okay,
SGA
name one good player on the Nuggets.
Nikola Jokic.
Oh yeah, I got it.
They're also not going to be in the play-in. The play-in conversation is different than like the playoff series conversation for me.
Because it's a one game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did they? I mean, aren't the Mavs a pretty shallow team because of the trade that they made for Kyrie?
Yeah.
Like,
They were a shallow team before too. I mean,
They only want to date people because of their boobs.
Tim Hardaway has been playing pretty well for them. They're super small, and we just talked about how Rudy's been able to take apart small ball lineups, and they just can't guard anybody. Yeah. They traded their only good defender, Dorian Finney-Smith, for Kyrie Irving, and their whole thing is, can we beat you 150 to 149?
Yeah, it seemed like we were a bad matchup with them when we had Cat as our center. Like, it seems like with Rudy, we're a better matchup with them.
Cat as the power forward in that matchup is a little tricky because they do a lot of like how well their role players shoot from three is a big thing in how their offense works. And Cat at the power forward is just going to lead to more open corner threes and stuff because he's just like physically slower. But ultimately, all these teams are pretty good. The Mavericks look the worst of these 10 teams that we're going to talk about in this section. And I don't know. They're just not that good.
I really wanted Luka and Kyrie to work because it made my brain like this could be just freaking sweet, like crazy, weird, and highlights and stuff.
Interesting pro Kyrie take.
Wow, Jelly.
Hey. You know, I've been thinking about it.
He's making some good points.
He's making some good points. He posted this video on Instagram. I had to check it out.
It got deleted right away, so you know it's real. They're trying to get the truth out of there.
I do not condone what's that? Let's not even talk about 12 ski. When he had the burning sage and he was like talking about John Morant, he's like, you know, he lives real life too. 12 ski lives real life too, and he has other real life circumstances. Think about that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But on the court, he's really fun to watch. I like how he spins. And I'm Tornado Jally.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah. I spin records. He spins ball.
He spins balls. He spins his body.
Yeah, and balls.
Dude, I'm spinning balls.
So I'm just bummed that the Mavs experiment didn't work out. And I love that he's going to sign with the Lakers this year.
It hasn't not worked out. If he signs with the Lakers, your prodigal son D'Angelo Russell is going to have to go find another job. If D'Angelo Russell gets usurped by Kyrie Irving again,
that's a good point.
I just want D'Lo to be happy. He seems happy in LA. Maybe he's.
Well, what if he gets usurped by Kyrie?
He's going to the Thunder.
D'Angelo Russell, you're a Clipper.
Or that too.
Yeah, Mavs. I'll take the smoke. Timberwolves, can we beat ourselves? Yes.
Okay. They're the team. The Timberwolves are the team I'm the most.
We're undefeated against the Timberwolves.
I do not want the smoke with the Timberwolves, dude. Keep the Timberwolves away from my Timberwolves. I don't want anything to do with it. Golden State Warriors, do we want the smoke? Is Steph going to come back ever? He's back.
Yeah, he's back. He scored 50 yesterday.
Sorry.
So just answer the question.
Sorry, I've had a weird month.
In a play-in scenario, I want no part of the Warriors. They're terrifying.
They're very scary. And part of that's obviously the dynasty, but also it's like Steph, Clay.
Yeah, Clay
shows
is
that
playing
he can
really well.
still
Ball.
Yeah.
I don't condone supporting Andrew Wiggins, but them missing Andrew Wiggins has been a big deal this year.
Yeah.
And if he comes back, that's a huge addition for them.
It's okay.
Yeah, he's got like some weird stuff. He's apparently in Minnesota, like dealing with a family thing.
Well, shoot. So he's not. He doesn't have any injuries.
No, he's out for personal reasons.
I want to give him a hug.
If you're listening to this, Andrew Wiggins, let us know if we can do anything.
You want to come on the phone?
After all I've said about Andrew Wiggins,
you guys fight. He's probably so nice. I mean,
I've heard he just when he was with the Timberwolves, he just didn't like basketball and just liked to play video games.
The video games.
We
are
like
awesome.
video games. We're pro. Come on the pod and we'll talk video games.
Yeah. Warriors. I don't want the smoke in a play-in playoff series. I wouldn't prefer it. I don't want it.
I mean, it would more than likely have to be a second round playoff series, and of the teams I think are going to be in the second round, I don't think you could do any better than the Warriors.
Yeah.
I want the Warriors.
They can't win on the road.
I don't have a reason.
You said that with a lot of fire in your eyes.
Yeah, because I want you guys. I want to disagree with you guys.
Their road record is insane. They're 7-27 on the road and 29-7 at home.
So we just need to get a better record.
Home court advantage. We just need to get a better record than them.
If we fall to 8 and have to go to Golden State to play, that's
the 29-7 at home.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, Clippers. Do we want the smoke? I say yes, but
I'll take this.
I don't. Well, they have such a. Well, I don't even know. Like after the trade deadline, I don't know who's on what team anymore. Brandon, what do you think?
It depends on whether or not Ty Lue has figured out by then that Russell Westbrook stinks. If Ty Lue still believes in Russell Westbrook, give me all the smoke.
I feel like you have to believe in Russell Westbrook.
Good. Keep playing Russell Westbrook 30 minutes a game.
I don't want the smoke because of just Kawhi.
They're on a 4-game winning streak right now, and it's purely because they've stopped playing Russell Westbrook 30 minutes a game and stopped closing with him. Hopefully he starts a big fuss and says he needs to be in the closing
when they
lineup.
were starting him. Is he starting point guard?
Yeah, and they were 0-5.
So then did they have what's his face? The guy we were going to try to
Bones.
trade for.
Bones doesn't even play.
No, not Bones. The guy who doesn't traditionally play point guard that they're like he's going to be.
Terrence Mann.
Yeah,
he's coming off the bench.
Okay.
Which that was.
But
who's their point guard then?
Russell Westbrook.
No, I mean when they're not starting him. You said that the reason why they
Terrence Mann. He's coming off the bench.
Got it. Okay, that was the disconnect.
Like they just had a good.
Because he said the last couple of games he wasn't, so that's
no. He's still starting. He's just not in the closing lineup anymore. They've been closing with like this all wings lineup. That's like Eric Gordon, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and like Eric Gordon.
Norman Powell.
Norman Powell's been awesome for them.
They got a good team. Zubats.
They do have a good team, but they never really seem to give a shit enough.
Yeah, that's the PG and Kawhi thing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, similar to how I'm factoring in the injury thing, tomorrow Kawhi Leonard could step on a grape at his house and never play basketball again.
Don't even joke about that because
classic injury.
Grapes are so slippery. You don't want to step
Are
on
you
one.
allergic to? You're not allergic to grapes.
I crush grapes like I am a.
Okay,
he's a wine. He's a winemaker.
He's a wino over here.
Yeah,
This guy's stomping grapes.
He's got a big bucket.
Stomping grapes like Stewie Griffin making fun of that viral video in 2005. Remember that?
This is a very specific reference that
I'll
I'm
tweet
not
it out.
familiar with.
I'll tweet it out when I promo the
Put
episode.
it in the show notes.
I don't want the smoke. Do you want the smoke with the Clippers?
I do.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why?
I just
Brandon, what did you say?
I trust.
I want it.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust the matchup more this year. I feel like I don't know. I like it and I want it.
Okay.
I just want it because I think we have to want it against some of these teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of the teams remaining.
They just
Clippers
don't
is one
scare
of
me
them.
like they have in previous years.
They don't put fear in my heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want the smoke with the Suns? No.
The nightmare disaster scenario is the Suns continue to kind of free fall while Kevin Durant is out and end up in the play-in, and the first game in the play-in against the Timberwolves, Kevin Durant comes back.
That would be,
and we get the full strength Suns in a one game.
Do we have a timetable for him? I know they said like for sure end of season.
They expect him to play again this year. There was some weird update that was like if this was the playoffs, he would be able to play.
Oh, so it's like what he can handle.
They're playing really bad without him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just Devin Booker scares me. Kevin Durant scares me.
Devin Booker's got no friends.
He's got no friends.
Zero.
Chris Paul's brain and little shifty little eyes scares me. DeAndre Ayton does not scare me.
DeAndre Ayton. I sent this to the group chat. Every time I watch DeAndre Ayton play, he does nothing to convince me he's not the worst basketball player alive.
People were saying that he was better than Cat a couple years ago.
What are we talking about? Max deal?
About?
No, I don't think he got a full max. He signed a restricted free agent offer sheet with the Pacers and they matched it.
Yeah.
He is terrible.
Yeah, he's bad.
I feel like I know they probably couldn't have done this, but in hindsight, if the Suns could have added like 100 more first round picks and kept Mikal Bridges and traded DeAndre Ayton in that trade, they should have done that. Whatever first round picks they still have, they should have included.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't want the Suns, but it kind of
Suns in a series is a little more interesting to me because of the health factor with Kevin Durant and the health factor with Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's like 66.
Those guys haven't really shown the ability.
Off this year.
Those guys haven't really shown. Did you say that? And we disagree with you?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year when we were doing
we were doing
predictions.
I think I'm just scared of Chris Paul.
We'll go back to the archives. But
sorry.
But so those guys have shown that they can't really like hold up throughout a whole playoff series.
Suck.
Yeah, terrible bodies.
Really bad bodies.
Really bad bodies. Grizzlies, you want the smoke? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Give it to us.
Sacramento Kings, do we want the smoke?
I want to talk about the Grizzlies for like a hot second.
For like a hot half hour.
Here we go.
Have I ever told you about the time? This is a tangent. Have I ever told you about the time I had a coworker who was at his desk and my boss was talking to someone else and my coworker goes, "Hey, can I borrow him for a hot sec? Just the hottest of sex."
What is that?
That got a settlement after this.
What does that to pertain? How does it pertain to the Grizzlies?
Because I said I wanted to talk about the Grizzlies for a hot sec.
And then you said that?
No, his boss.
Oh, just the hottest of sex.
Yeah. You wanted to borrow my boss for the hottest of sex.
Oh, God.
That got a nice payday.
Yeah.
So the Grizzlies,
that was pretty cool how we did at the same time, bro.
Wait,
Okay.
did you do?
I think the Grizzlies are.
I can't do it with you.
I think the Grizzlies are a better matchup for us this year than they were last year.
Because we have Kyle Anderson.
Well, because we have Kyle Anderson and no more Brandon Clark.
Yeah,
Who
that's huge.
This guy cheers for injuries.
No, I love Brandon Clark.
I know, but you also love when his body breaks down. You just said that on microphone.
I'm talking about this as the matchup. It's a better matchup without him.
Yeah.
We would have won that series last year if Brandon Clark hadn't played.
He didn't get 100 rebounds.
I mean, yeah,
a game.
he just killed us
Yeah.
on the offensive glass. And he's always killed the Timberwolves.
Mhm.
So removing him, removing Steven Adams, who we were able to play Steven Adams off the floor last year, but this year with Rudy, we wouldn't have been able to do that. And he's a huge part of their offense. It looks like Ja is probably going to come back here
Mhm.
now pretty soon. So that makes them like a little more scary, but they weren't playing that well before he went down.
They always play
either.
better without John.
Have we played the Grizzlies this year with Desmond Bane? I feel like he's been out every time.
Yeah.
They had one
Have
game
we?
with him.
I don't know if our nuts can handle playing them for a whole series. They keep just punching people in the balls.
We gotta trot out the links, dude.
What's going on?
We need aerial powers. Like
We're calling you.
they got
Dylan Brooks is like, it's not working.
How is this possible?
And then
like that
we can
and
sue him.
the movie Men in Black, where he's like,
the
he's the
Balchinian. Yeah, that's what we need. Are there any Balchinians in the free agents? We need to sign them all.
But the nice thing about the Grizzlies is Dylan Brooks is going to attempt 17 shots a game, and he's going to go 4 for 17.
I just had an anime scene playing in my brain where Chris Finch points at Rebecca Brunson. Just like
ChatGPT, draw it.
Game 7, Chris Finch
Put on a
summons
jersey.
Rebecca Brunson.
Dylan Brooks is just out there.
I'm picturing
boxing.
in Space Jam when they're all hurt for playing the Monstars, they're all in like those body casts or whatever, and she's walking out of
they
the
all
court.
just have ice on their
Yeah,
crotches.
exactly.
Are you saying Rebecca Brunson is the Bill Murray in this?
Absolutely. You don't see that comp?
No, I don't see it. They have totally different games.
She owns
dude.
the Saints too.
No, she owns a cookie company, doesn't she?
I don't know. Did she?
I think she's involved in the cookie in the T-Rex cookies. That they have a Target Center. Isn't Rebecca involved in that?
Let's look it up.
I remember Marnie Gellner was interviewing Coach Reeve when she was announced as like the U.S. women's basketball team, and during the interview, Cheryl Reeve was just housing the cookie and just like interview. So you're now coaching the Olympic women's basketball team. She's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
T-Rex cookie is Rebecca Brunson.
Says no. It's called. This says on Rebecca Lamar Brunson on Eat Deliciously, Love Freely. Is that the name of the?
No.
That's
Well, whatever. This is not a Rebecca Brunson cookie podcast. This is a Timberwolves podcast.
We can do a Rebecca Brunson
oh,
cookie
sweet.
podcast.
We should get
though.
Rebecca Brunson on the show. She has great fits.
It's Sweet True V Waffle is the name of is a company that her and Bobby Joe Lamar Brunson.
Okay. Well, I totally lied. I thought in my head she owned that cookie company. So whenever
It's
I
a
bought the
waffle,
cookies,
it's waffles. She
Like-
makes waffles.
I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Rebecca Brunson on the show.
Let's do it.
Rebecca, come on the
Rebecca,
show.
come on the show, please.
But you have to wear one of the sweet suits. I don't want athleisure. I need you to be like it's game day.
I feel like that's going to make it less likely that she comes on the show.
That's
She's like,
true.
I was
you have to
going
come on
to-
the show, but you have to dress
But
up
you have to
for
do it in your sweet.
I was gonna go on the show,
I
but-
want us to all do it.
Yeah, we can
with
do
her. Let's try to outdress her. I don't think it's gonna work. I think I have a shot. I don't think you guys do.
I'm very good at dressing up. That's the only good dressing I do.
Kings, do you want the smoke?
I think the Kings are really good. Comparatively to these other teams, though, just the experience factor. I mean, we would be getting the Kings in a series. I think that's a team we would not be favored against, but I think it's a team that they could compete against. It would be a really fun series.
Yeah, it would be.
It's our new defensive identity versus a high flying offense. So that'd be fun to see.
That Kings game, though, in Sacramento, as fun as it was and as much as they won, that team is just so exhausting to play against because they just don't stop scoring.
Yeah, they're so much fun. I'm hoping for some good stuff for the Kings, not against the Timberwolves this offseason or this postseason. Nuggets, do we want the smoke? Low key, yes, I do.
No.
I think, Jamal Murray scares me, and so does Jokic.
I was going to say, how about they have the second best basketball player in the world?
Yeah.
Will Barton?
But I can't.
No, Michael Porter Jr. Jolly's probably a big Michael Porter Jr. fan too, because he loves all the anti-vaxxers.
I want to play the Nuggets, but all 5 starters are Michael Porter Jr.
I just like the idea of the Timberwolves rising to the occasion and slaying a giant.
Did you watch the last game? The one time we played the Nuggets when they weren't on the second half of a back-to-back, they beat us by 1,000,000.
Yeah, but I'm just an optimist.
Let's just play only second half of back-to-back.
Yeah.
games.
There are no back-to-backs in the playoffs.
I know. I'm saying we have to petition the league for this.
You realize any back-to-backs we played in the playoffs, we would also be on the second half of a back-to-back.
Yeah, but we're really good.
The Nuggets have to go play an exhibition
Exactly,
before.
yes.
You have to play all your starters.
I like them in like a Western Conference Finals series, and I think we rout them. I think we
4-0.
I think we win 4-0
in the WCF.
I don't think Denver scores on us in the Western Conference Finals this year.
We're going into an ad read.
Derv is predicting the Wolves will sweep the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and they don't score.
I didn't say we won. I said they don't score against us.
You can't not win in that scenario.
We don't play. We're not in the series.
All right. Let's talk about.
All right, let's move
Let's talk about Joe Mama's Salsa, baby. Big on flavor and big on fundraising. I'm gonna keep hitting this fundraising bit because this is really cool. So if you need to raise some money for your organization, you can peddle Joe Mama's Salsa by going to joemama's.com/fundraising. All right, you sell the jars of Joe Mama's Salsa, which we all freaking love, and it's changed our lives and our palates. Down with big salsa, up with local salsa, specifically Joe Mama's. You sell the jar for $6.50. You keep $3 for your team or organization, and as an added bonus, you have the peace of mind knowing that you're selling like an actual fire product to your coworkers and your family members, you know, for like, you know, your niece or nephew's like, you want to buy this magazine? And you're like, I can't say that during an ad read. But you know, like when people, I was going to say, okay, we can cut this. Do you want this magazine? Are there titties? No, I don't want to buy it.
Okay, NATO
still
Conic.
sell magazines?
I don't know.
Magazine still a thing?
Yes. This guy hates print.
I mean, it's a fair thing to
whatever.
be. It's a fair thing.
As a
to
former ad agent.
Would you rather sell magazines, gross chocolate, or Joe Mama's Salsa? You'd rather sell Joe Mama's Salsa, okay? They have 5 delicious flavors, original.
Charlie's whole thing is like, would you rather sell this tremendously outdated thing or this food that people eat? Like, would you rather sell cards with minutes for your cell phone?
Do you want these 8 tracks, or do you want
Joe Mama's Salsa and their 5 delicious flavors, original, Mama's Baby, that's the mild, mango pineapple, you know my freaking thoughts, roasted garlic, and smoking hot mama. There's something in there for everyone in your family. Joe Mama's has already hit with youth hockey teams. Youth hockey teams have been capitalizing on their fundraising, so you should as well. For all the info, joemama's.com/fundraising, or drop the fundraising and just buy some Joe Mama's Salsa for yourself if you don't have anything to fundraise for, which is fine. You're allowed to do that. Are you guys ready to go into like the best bit we've ever conceived?
So this is
to
a
ChatGPT.
Timber Tales, baby, at the bottom. So if you guys didn't listen, well, a lot of people listened last week. Our numbers are pretty good.
They're popping off.
They're popping off. So people like this bit. We use ChatGPT, which is artificial intelligence, and we type in a script idea, and it spits out a script for us. So we put in Timberwolves-themed prompts, and we're going to do a table read of them right now. What I need you guys to know is that ChatGPT learns as you type in prompts.
And Charlie has typed in at least 500 prompts.
Yes.
There's a lot of data.
So you'll see where the script goes. You can see what I've typed in before because there's some through lines, and we're going to do this for 2 more weeks after this, right? To see if it's good.
So submit.
So one of these is one that I made. We're going to start off with the one I made. Or should we start off with the one that
Let's
made?
start off with the one that you made.
Yeah. Right. So we'll do one that I made that I think is funny, and then one that the listener made, and you can submit your ideas too. Just submit your ChatGPT script scenario to @NoPansCrunch. Make sure it's Timberwolves adjacent, and we'll mix your prompt in with the history of stuff that I've typed into ChatGPT, which is a little unhinged, and we'll see what it spits out. So
it's and for the listeners, it's what, like a
Timber. It can be anything.
But then,
we need, you don't need any. It's just a prompt for a 3-character story. So
Yeah.
you should probably like include characters.
Yeah.
Make it Timberwolves adjacent.
Yeah. And then I'll put it into ChatGPT and then it will turn it into something artistic. Should we freaking do it?
Let's do it. All right. I will be playing the role of the narrator as well as Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
The role of Karl Anthony Towns will be played by Jordan.
Me. Yes.
And the role of Crunch will be played by Durf.
Are you guys excited? Do you think we'll
We
strike?
haven't read these ones yet.
Yeah, we're going in.
These are we're going in blind.
Do you think we'll strike gold twice?
There's only one way to find
What
out.
if it sucks?
I hope it doesn't suck.
Okay,
That would
let's
be a
do
real
it.
bummer. All right, so do you give the prompts?
Are we going? Should I give
Well,
the
I'll
prompt?
give I'll give the title in my.
I mean, that title
Let's
is
do
the
the prompt. Should we
right?
do the prompt at the end?
I like it because
This. Well, in this one, the title actually was the prompt.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right. Need to get focused. All right.
I'm so nervous.
Title: An Intervention for Crunch. Fade in. Locker room day. The current players of the Minnesota Timberwolves, including Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, are gathered in the locker room. They look concerned.
All right, guys. We all know why we're here today. We need to have a talk with Crunch about his wardrobe choices.
The players nod in agreement. Suddenly, Crunch bursts into the room.
What's up, my dudes? Ready to rock and roll?
The players exchange glances.
Actually, Crunch, we need to talk to you about something.
Oh no, did I eat too many hot dogs again? I promise I won't puke on the court this time.
No, it's not that. It's about your outfit.
My outfit? What's wrong? I look fly.
It's not about looking fly, Crunch. It's about the fact that you don't wear any pants.
What? Are you serious? You guys are prudes. What's wrong with a little leg?
It's not about being prudes, Crunch. We have families that come to watch us play. We can't have our mascot walking around without any pants.
Oh, I see what's going on here. You guys are a bunch of woke, cancel culture lovers.
What does that even mean?
It means you're trying to silence me because you don't like what I represent. Well, I will not be silenced. I won't let you cancel me.
No one's trying to cancel you, Crunch. We just want you to wear pants.
Well, I'm not going to do it. I refuse to give in to your oppressive demands.
The players sigh.
Well, we tried. I guess we'll just have to deal with a pantsless mascot.
The players start to file out of the room.
Hey, where are you guys going? We're still bros, right?
The players pause.
Of course, we're still bros, Crunch. We just have to agree to disagree on this one.
I lost it.
Oh my God.
Sorry, what was your last line?
Of course, we're still bros, Crunch. We just have to agree to disagree on this one.
All right, I guess I can respect that.
The players exit the room, leaving Crunch alone.
Maybe I'll wear shorts next time.
Cut to locker room the next day. The current players of the Minnesota Timberwolves, including Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, are gathered in the locker room once again. This time, they look even more concerned.
All right, guys, we need to talk about Crunch again. He's been going on talk shows. He's been going on. Fuck. I got it.
You gotta talk, man.
We can
Oh, yeah, I got it. He's been going on talk shows and giving. Fuck. He's been going on talk shows and giving interviews without pants on.
The players look at each other in disbelief. Anthony Edwards steps up, bewildered. Are you serious? That's insane, for real.
And he's calling us out saying we're trying to cancel him because we asked him to wear pants.
The players groan. Suddenly, Crunch bursts into the room again.
Hey, what's up, my dudes? You here to apologize for trying to silence me?
No, Crunch, we're here to talk to you about your recent media appearances.
What about them? I'm just exercising my right to free speech.
But you're doing it without pants on. It's not appropriate.
Oh, come on. It's just little skin or hair. What's the big deal?
The big deal is that families come to our games. We can't have our mascot running around without pants and then leveraging it as a free speech talking point on national TV.
Well, maybe you guys should just lighten up a little bit. This cancel culture is out of control.
No one's trying to cancel you, Crunch. We just want you to wear pants.
But that's the thing. You guys are trying to control me. You're trying to make me conform to your values.
It's not about values, Crunch. It's about common decency.
Yeah, well, I don't agree. And I'm not going to wear pants just because you tell me.
The players exchange glances.
Okay, Crunch, if that's how you feel, then we have no choice but to let you go.
What? You're firing me?
We're not firing you, Crunch. We're just saying that if you're not willing to wear pants and act appropriately, then you can't be our mascot anymore.
You can't do that. I'm going to sue you for discrimination.
The players sigh.
Fine, Crunch. Do what you have to do.
Crunch storms out of the room. Fade to TV studio. Day. Crunch is now on a right-wing talk show panel, sitting next to a group of conservative commentators. He's still not wearing pants.
You know what the problem is with this country? It's all these woke, cancel culture liberals who want to control what we say and how we say it. Well, I'm not going to stand for it. I'm going to fight for free speech, even if it means not wearing pants on national television.
The conservative commentators nod in agreement. Cut to locker room. Day. The current players of the Minnesota Timberwolves, including Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, are gathered in the locker room once again. This time, they look more bewildered than ever. Anthony Edwards storms in with an announcement. Guys, you're not going to believe this. Crunch is running for president.
You mean our Crunch, the mascot?
Yep, he's running on the platform that he has the right to not wear pants and that he will ban pants in America.
This is insane. How can he even run for president?
He's got a lot of support from people who don't want to wear pants.
But what about the rest of us? Don't we have a say?
That's why I'm proposing you run against him, Kat. You're popular, you're respected, and you believe in wearing pants in public spaces like America always has.
I don't know, man. I'm a basketball player. I'm not a politician.
You don't have to be a politician. You just have to be yourself. You can run on a platform of common sense and decency.
All right, I'll do it. I'll run against Crunch.
Yes, that's the spirit. Fade to campaign rally day. Crunch is on the stage speaking to a large crowd of supporters.
My fellow Americans, we have the right to not wear pants. We have the right to be comfortable. And if you're not with us, then you're against us. And you're a cancel culture loving atheist Marxist who wants to take away our freedoms.
The crowd cheers and applauds. Suddenly, Karl-Anthony Towns enters the stage to the surprise of everyone.
Excuse me, Crunch. I have something to say.
Crunch looks annoyed.
What is it, Kat?
I'm running against you for president, and I'm here to say that wearing pants is not a political issue. It's a common decency issue. We should all be required to wear pants in public spaces like America always has. It's what makes us civilized.
The crowd murmurs.
You're just a puppet. You're a puppet of the pants industry, Kat. You're trying to take away our freedom to not wear pants.
I'm not trying to take away anyone's freedom, Crunch. I'm trying to preserve our society's standards for decency and respect.
The crowd looks torn between the two candidates. Fade to election night watch party night. The Minnesota Timberwolves players are gathered around a TV, watching the election results. It's a close race.
I hope people see the value of pants.
The TV announces the winner of the election. And the winner of the presidential election is Karl-Anthony Towns. The players jump up and cheer, congratulating Kat on his victory. Even Crunch looks a bit defeated as he watches the results on his own screen.
I can't believe it. I thought for sure I had this election in the bag.
Well, maybe next time you'll realize that pants aren't something to joke about. They're a symbol of respect and dignity.
Maybe. But I still believe in free speech and the right to express yourself however you want.
And I respect that, Crunch. But there's a time and a place for everything. And the presidency is not the place for no pants.
The players continue to celebrate their victory, happy that their campaign for decency and respect has prevailed. And Crunch, although defeated, remains true to his beliefs and continues to advocate for his right to not wear pants. As a right-wing talk show panelist, the election may be over, but the debate about the appropriateness of pants continues on. Fade out.
What do we think about that one?
It was so long.
That was a long one. That one took 3 prompts to finish. It also took some of my political beliefs.
I was gonna say, did you prompt it to turn Crunch into a right-wing political commentator?
No, that's from an Austin Rivers one from a few.
I think my favorite part is that Crunch is at a rally for himself. You show up, and then the crowd split. They're just like, "Oh, he makes some good points."
Yeah, like he's at a no pants rally, and Carl Anthony Towns comes up and is like, "You guys should wear pants," and half the people are like, "He's right. We should wear
Nobody ever
pants."
said that before.
I also like the joint watch party when they're both at the same watch party. So yeah, it took well, there's an Austin Rivers sketch coming up eventually where he's a member of Antifa or gets accused of it. So that's where a lot of these talking points came from, was from the Austin Rivers one. All right, should we do the listener submitted one? This one's much quicker.
This one is a listener submitted script from Mike. Do you want to give us the prompt?
The prompt was Kyle Anderson. Wait, no, let me get it exactly what it is. Kyle Anderson gets stuck on a big piece of gum on the floor and can't get unstuck. That was the prompt.
All right. Fade in.
Wait, should we go over the roles?
Oh, yeah. I will be playing the role of the narrator once again. Kyle Anderson will be played by Durf, and Ed Malloy will be played by Jordan.
He's already got the voice down.
Yeah.
All right. Fade in. We see Kyle Anderson walking into the Minnesota Timberwolves locker room, ready to gear up for the game. As he makes his way to the locker room, to his locker, he steps on a big piece of gum on the floor and gets stuck.
What the? Who left this gum in here?
Suddenly, the door bursts open and in walks Ed Malloy, the notorious Timberwolves-hating ref.
Oh, Kyle, my dear boy, I see you've run into a little sticky situation.
Did you put this gum in here, Malloy?
Me? No. Why would I do such a thing?
Because you hate the Timberwolves. That's why.
Ah, yes, that old chestnut. Well, let me tell you something, Kyle. The Timberwolves are nothing but a bunch of losers.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Losers. They'll never win anything. And you know why? Because you don't have what it takes.
That's simply not true.
Come on, Kyle. Don't tell me you actually believe in this team. You're a lost cause.
Wait a minute. Why do you hate the Timberwolves so much anyway?
Well, let me just say, my wife slept with the Timberwolves fan.
Oh my God.
And you know what the worst part is? I found barbecue sauce. And you know what the worst part is? I found barbecue sauce stains on the bed.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
It means she used the barbecue sauce. Fuck. It means she used the barbecue sauce as a lubricant during her infidelity. And now
what?
And now I realize and now I realize it's my fault.
What's your fault?
Ed falls to his knees, realizing that his own hatred and anger towards the Timberwolves is what caused his wife's infidelity. He starts sobbing uncontrollably.
My hate for the Timberwolves. It consumed me and made me blind to everything else. And now?
Now what, Malloy?
Now I realize I can't blame the Timberwolves for what happened. I have to blame myself.
That's right, Malloy. You can't let hate consume you like that. It only leads to pain and suffering.
You're right, Kyle. From now on, I'm going to let go of my hate. I'm going to embrace love and kindness, and I'm going to make things right with my wife.
That's great, Malloy. I'm so proud of you.
And who knows, maybe one day I'll be able to eat barbecue sauce again.
The two men shake hands, and Ed walks away feeling lighter and happier than he has in a long time. Fade out.
Yeah, I don't know how ChatGPT got that one.
I don't know why. I expected it to be much more stuck to gum related than it was.
Yeah, it didn't resolve that plot point.
He pretty much just stepped on gum, and then it turned into Ed Malloy's wife cheated on him with barbecue sauce.
It's like, I found barbecue sauce. You know what that means. during her infidelity.
So earlier on in my ChatGPT days, I did have a bit where Ed Malloy's wife cheated on him.
With a barbecue sauce.
No, the barbecue sauce is a different thing.
Okay.
Where the barbecue sauce one came from where Kat got barbecue sauce all over the team's jerseys, so they played a game with just body paint. So it referenced all of that and created this one. So that's Timber Tales. Let us know if you still like this bit. At No Pants Crunch, submit your scripts. Thank you at Mike Barton 3 for submitting that. What a great guy he must be, huh? All right, before we get into random wolf of the week, can we talk about freaking Jimmy's dips just one time?
Yes.
I love Jimmy's dips.
So much.
I missed the caramel dip, dude. It's out of season, of course.
We
No,
gotta
it's still there.
What?
I found some at Cub.
You found some at Cub recently?
Yeah. I have two.
Buy it all.
I have 2 tubs of it in my house.
Get
Oh my
more.
gosh, because I found one like a month ago, but maybe my Cub is just
It's
so
scalpers.
It's scalpers.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
scalpers.
you need to know the schedule when they get the shipments.
Exactly. When they're stuck in the
Yeah.
shelves.
Remember when you did that with Pokemon cards?
Yeah. I still have them.
Pandemic time.
Would you rather have the Charizard card that's really good,
Charizard.
or
card.
a
Charizard.
tub, or a tub of Jimmy's caramel dip?
Jimmy's caramel dips and the Charizard.
Wow.
Charizard. Would you dip the Charizard card if you had nothing else?
Absolutely.
Would you dip the Charizard card in the dip and eat it?
I've already done it.
Oh my
All
god.
my Charizard cards are sticky.
We freaking love the caramel dip. I'm happy it's apparently still in season somewhere. They're putting it out there. But they also got the Jimmy's French blue cheese dressing. Okay, it combines locally sourced blue cheese crumbles into Jimmy's delicious French dressing, which is just a crazy combo. They also got the Thousand Island dressing, pineapple coleslaw, the smoky dip, which is probably the Almat family favorite, and so much more. Regardless of what your Jimmy's dips of choice is, it's going to have those high quality real ingredients that you're looking for, that you're craving. Your body wants it for a great flavor experience. And don't forget, Jimmy's is a 3rd generation family run Minnesota company, Stewartsville, Minnesota. What's cracking? You can find their products at a local Cub or Hy-Vee. It is time for Random Wolf of the Week.
Wow.
Durf, it's you this week, right?
It is.
I'm
is.
nervy.
All right, what's your guess?
Yes.
It's Durf, so
So it's got to be recent.
yeah.
I think it's
Okay. That's not true. I did friggin' what's his name?
Yeah, you did
Randy Brewer.
Randy Brewer.
you. I
I
think
think
it's
no, I think it's going to be a more obscure one. I think it's going to be someone from the White Power Timberwolves. I think it's JJ Barea.
It is not.
Oh,
JJ Barea.
Sad.
Jose Juan Barea.
Great name.
Yeah.
Give us those clues.
Clue number 1. 45 games as a Timberwolf. This former player averaged 12 points a game and shot 43% from 3. Whoa. That's good.
That's pretty good. So a bombs away type of dude. One
43%. It feels like it's Mo Williams, but we've already done Mo Williams.
Say
but
it.
I don't know if Durf remembers we did Mo Williams.
Let's do Mo Williams.
Is it Mo
Oh,
Williams?
because I'm the dumbest guy on this podcast.
Exactly.
Okay, single guy.
Is it Mo Williams?
It is not Mo Williams.
Okay.
Clue-
Okay.
Okay. Clue number 2. He was a 4-year starter at a school in Georgia, a college.
Anthony Edwards.
42
School
games.
in Georgia. Can I Google schools in Georgia?
No.
Why can't I?
There's
I know Georgia and
there's
Georgia,
Tech.
The Hornets. Right?
Josh Okogie went to Georgia Tech.
But he did not shoot threes like that, though.
Did Lazar Hayward go to Georgia Tech?
I have no idea, but we got to guess it.
Uh,
Let's do Lazar.
Lazar Hayward. I think he went to Marquette. But
It is not Lazar Hayward.
Is it
Clue number 3.
Rebecca Brunson?
yeah, who is it?
Oh, shit. It's Rebecca. Oh, yeah. Clue number 3. He currently plays basketball in Brujas de Guama of Baloncesto Superior Nacional, averaging 13.4 points per game.
Also, it's a guy. It's a pretty recent guy. No, 45 games is not enough. I was gonna say Bielitsa. He also did not play for Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
or his school in Georgia.
Yeah, shoot. Is it Georgia the country? Is he trying to pull a fast one on us?
Ooh.
But that's also not.
He's not from Georgia.
So
This is tough. So who?
Gary Neal played not very many games for us.
These one and dones are so tough.
Gary Neal was a good 3-point shooter too.
Was it Lance Stevenson?
Is it No, Lance Stevenson didn't play that many games for us.
Yeah.
It's like
He was a deadline acquisition, right?
he was a 10-day contract.
Like what?
Yeah. What about like
Yeah, that's true. He was only 10 days.
Damn.
There's like Omri Caspi.
I forgot about. Let's say it.
He also I gotta stop thinking of these overseas guys though.
Well, it could be him.
But he didn't play 4 years. He wasn't a 4-year starter in
Also,
college.
and also he didn't score 12 points a game for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
In 45 games. At least he leave as like an injury guy. I'm drawing
Jamal
blanks.
Crawford was straight out of high school.
Was it no, it's not Omari Spellman. He didn't
He
play.
never played.
Yeah. Was he like a weird sex guy? Was he like trying to hire a sex slave?
I'm thinking he's being tricky with this 43% from 3 and it's like not very many attempts or something.
It's Michael Olowokandi.
No, he played way more than 45 games.
Wasn't he injured all?
And also he's not still playing overseas.
You don't know that. You don't know
He's
that. You
like
don't know that. Modern
60.
medicine's awesome.
They're really scrapped for talent over there.
How about frickin'
Gotta start one this time.
what about Shabazz Napier?
that might be it.
Shabazz Napier. I think he played
no.
for UConn.
Yeah, I was gonna say he played for UConn. No, it is not.
Sad.
Clue number 4.
Yeah.
He appeared in 2 playoff games for the Wolves where he attempted 1 shot and made 0.
Okay, so we're looking at 2018, I think.
Wait, where is it? Greg Monroe?
Was Greg Monroe on
It
the
is not
2018
Greg
team?
Monroe.
No, he was on last year's team.
Yeah, but he
though.
didn't score 12. He didn't play in 45 games.
Oh,
So I think it's
duh.
28. I think it's 2018.
Okay.
28. I think we should hone in on 2018.
All right.
Taj Gibson was not Taj.
Yeah, it's not Taj.
Was not Cat.
Well, that counts as your guess because
Yeah, we get another hint.
So this is your last hint.
Okay.
Oh, was that our hint? What
well,
did we say?
he
Yeah.
just told like I said Greg Monroe and he just took it as our
Okay,
hint.
I'll let you guys have it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I should have asked, is that your official guess? No, you can do one more.
Okay, so it's not Taj. It's not Cat. It's not Jimmy. It's not Jamal.
It's not Derrick Rose,
Not Derrick Rose. Who else was on that team?
Josh Okogie.
Was not Josh. This is where things start to get tight.
He played in the playoffs. Did we sign 12 points a game? Jeff Teague was Wake Forest.
Oh shit! I forgot he was on that team. I hated that. Era.
Nemanja Bjelica was on that team.
So now we're getting down to like who's the ninth man out that's scoring 12 points a game. I guess it could have been an injury. Like Jimmy was out for a little bit that year, right? So maybe that's where that comes from.
Yeah, Wiggins was on that team.
So we're looking at the 10th guy. So maybe it wasn't 2018.
Yeah, he would have had. I think it was on. He was a guy on the team last year,
44 games though.
and 12 points a game. Yeah,
Did Balmaro have an explosion?
or
that
is
we
it
forgot
like a
about?
guy that like came back or something? It, like played multiple years or something.
Was it? Is it?
Wancho? No, he's a foreign guy.
But did one? I mean, no.
It's not Wancho
Why not?
because
He was on the
didn't play-
2018 team.
He didn't play in college, and he was not.
Oh
on the
yeah, fuck! I
2018
keep forgetting about the Georgia thing. I got really excited about that one.
It's going to be a long,
Yeah,
long
yeah.
segment.
Let's say Greg Monroe is the guess, and then let's
Yeah.
move on to the next one.
It is not Greg Monroe.
Sad.
Clue number 5, final clue.
Oh God.
His last name is hyphenated.
Marcus Georges Hunt did not average 12 points a game.
Hyphenated last name.
Luke Richard Baamute is not hyphenated. Rondé Hollis Jefferson didn't actually ever play for them.
I'm really high on him. I hope we bring him back. Hyphenated.
Willie Cauley-Stein never played for them.
Hyphenated. It can't be Kevin
Luol-
McHale. He played for
Luol
the Celtics.
Deng. No, that's not hyphenated. I'm trying to think of former Bulls.
I think he picked like a 2003 or 2 guy.
There's no way that someone from then is still playing.
That's true. Hyphenated last year.
There's no way a guy that played in the 04 playoffs and was a 4-year starter
Yeah.
is still playing overseas.
Dwight's still playing.
Okay, the point total might have been off.
No.
What is the point total?
It wouldn't have impacted anything until just now. It was 4 points per game.
Instead of 12?
I don't know how that. Yeah, I was.
That changes everything.
that changes so
That changes
much.
so much. 1.4 compared to 12.
It's Marcus Georges Hunt.
Yeah. Where did that come from?
12 points a game in 45 games for Marcus George's Hunt.
I gotta find this.
Yeah, that changes the whole tier of players we're trying to come up with.
I was thinking like a good
I was thinking like that guy played a lot.
off the bench type of guy.
That guy was like the 4th leading scorer on the team.
I forgot about Marcus.
No, because
George's Hunt.
Where is this?
You lie, you liar.
Did you look at like the per 36 or something?
It must have been, yeah.
That's an understandable mistake, and we love you.
Yeah,
still.
he's from Georgia Tech. Let's see.
Well, the thing
He
is,
averaged 9.5 in his per 36.
The thing is,
in his per 100 possessions, he averaged 13.2 points per game.
it must have been
1.4
It's
points
literally
per game.
Oh, you know what it is?
He also only shot 26% from 3.
You know what it was? It was
He did ChatGPT.
It was a game high. It was one of, because you know how it has the individual breakdowns.
Oh, that you looked at his game high game score.
Yeah, that was legitimately his.
That's not even points.
Yeah, it is 12 points.
Oh,
in 20
career
yeah.
high in point. Okay.
Yeah, it was, and then it must have been, the layout didn't look like this though.
What were you on? Freaking
No, I was-
badstats.com / Marcus George's Hunt.
I
And
was-
you said 43.8% from 3. That's his just total field goal percentage. He was 26% from 3.
Yeah, but if you look at his, I know this isn't it, but if you look at his career, he was 40.
From 3, he was 29% from 3.
I don't want to do Marcus George's talk anymore.
None of the first hint was just so blatantly wrong.
I just
that it
really-
completely threw
that was-
like the tier of players we were guessing.
Yeah,
from.
but you were still talking about the end of the bench, which
Yeah, but we were really focused on being a good
Like a 6 or
3-point
7
shooter and
yeah.
playing
Hey,
a lot.
we don't have to talk about how I messed up, and we don't have to drive home this point.
Oh, somewhat. You're not making a great case for being the smartest guy on the pod.
I've never claimed to be the smartest. I just said, like, let the listeners decide that I'm dumb. You don't have to. You don't have
My
to lead
Lord.
them.
Durf is not dumb. He's a great, nice guy. You are not dumb because you listen to the 3rd best Wolves podcast on the market. The first is the 2 we haven't released yet. Ooh. All right. Thank you so much for freaking rocking with us. We are Crunch Wears No Pants at No Pants Crunch on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. If you listen this far into the show, God love you. Please leave a 5-star review or a 1-star review that's scathing. No 2s, no 3s, no 4s, 5s or 1s. Make sure you buy Jimmy's Dips, Duke's Cannons, make sure you buy Jimmy's Dips, Duke Cannon, and JOMOMMA'S Salsa when you have a chance. Hey, if you're in Minnesota and it's slick, make sure you drive safe. Don't be an idiot. Okay, love you. Bye.
And no one's told you yet. We love you.